Hello everybody and welcome to another fly fishing session with your host Scott. In this session we're going to be fishing a section of the River Vyrnwy. I'm not going to say exactly where, that's for good reason. And we're going to be downstream fishing spiders. I've spent a lot of time tying spiders in recent weeks. That's why there hasn't been many videos posted, to be honest with you. I've been concentrating on tying that box up. So the kit we're going to be using, I'm going to be using a double taper line, 5-weight floater. We've got a size 14 snipe and purple on the top. We've got a iron blue size 14 spider on the middle, and we've got a Dalcocha with a 2.8mm bead on the point. I'm using a 5-weight 8'6" airflow DC2 rod with an airflow switch black reel. We're using about a 12-foot leader. We're going to be fishing this pool, and we'll probably move on down to some other pools as well. So wish me luck. It's a lovely day for it and we should do okay. The fish just come up over on the far side there, just as I'm setting up. That's a good sign. So I'm going to fish the tail of this pool. There's a little bit of water on, and we've had some rain recently, which was actually needed, to be fair. So there's a tiny tinge of colour, but it's not enough to put the fish off from experience. On the walk over here, obviously my leader's got into a bit of a state. I think we're making progress now. So this will be the first time you've seen me fish a river. Now there's lots of people out there that know what I'm doing. I'm not one of them, but I do catch fish, so I know a bit more than others. Now this is the pool where last year I caught some big chub, and they get on for £6. Really big chub, really good fish they were. Right, we're in the pool. Okay. So we're going to fish over and across, which is known as swinging. A lot of novice fly fishermen fish this way, to be fair. I don't blame them for doing it. So start with a short cast. And you control the rate that they swing round by just chucking a mend in the line, basically. But weirdly enough, on this river, sometimes you catch them right on the hang here. If you retrieve the flies upstream, they take them. It's really strange. I've never known anything like that. Let's see if we can get it in there. Sometimes there's a fish sat in there. Now it's important when you're river fishing to keep moving. Now we've got an upstream wind, which is ideal for dry flies. There is a gentleman that I've just spoken to that's going to be doing that, and probably later this afternoon. Plenty of fly life about. That looks like a March brown. I might have to change our plans as far as the flies are concerned. Just going to put a short casting down here. Right. Especially slower water for a second. Fish. Right, let's see if we can cover him. Just dragging round. It's a weird flow here. It's sort of going round with a funny angle. It wasn't me. Right, that's where the fish is. No. It doesn't look like we're getting any interest in this setup at the moment. I might switch over to March Browns in a minute. Now, the last time I fished here I wasn't interested in taking something small, black and unidentifiable. Having a quick look around, see what's popping off, basically. Lots of little midges and stuff down there. Yeah, I think that's what we might do. Match the hatch, as it were. I'll try a black magic on the point. And then on the middle dropper, I think we'll go with a March brown. All spider patterns. This is my river box. There's not many dries in there. There should be. Mainly nymphs and wets. And then this is the box that I've been tying over the last couple of weeks. So point fly is a black magic. Now I'm using a 5-pound tippet material in mono, but at the top end of it there it's more like 16 pound. That's just to help the leader turn over in this wind that we've got. I've got the wind in my face. So yeah, the first 3 foot of it is 16 pound line. This is a proper iron blue spider I'm taking off. Now we'll switch to a March brown spider. There we go. Right, ready to go. There's a fish. That was a bit downstream of him, never mind. He's a bit tight to that tree, that fish is, if I'll be honest. No, there's not a lot happening. And come up a bit further downstream that time, not fished it. There we go, we got it. That's not a bad size grayling. And he's took the March brown. So fishing imitatively is the way forward. So try not to take him out of the water because it's closed season for these guys. They're like a wire with a slimy covering. Straight back, no faffing about. Now where there's one, there's normally more. Now, the wind right in my face now. I suppose we're going to have to do a video on the March brown spider now. I thought it was tangled up. Now down and across. In all fairness, if that tree wasn't there, I'd be a good 10 yards further up here casting to that fish that we caught, but needs must. Sometimes you have to pull something out the bag just to get a fish in the bag. So it was almost square to me, that fish was. Oh, there we go, that's a March brown. But he also had a tinge of olive to it, so once we've untangled this mess, it might be worth changing again. There we go, we've managed to save my leader. A couple more casts to this snipe and purple on the top dropper, and we'll change it to a green wells, I think. So this is a snipe and purple, it's tied with French partridge. Snipe's quite difficult to get hold of these days. I changed my mind at the last minute. We're going for a quilled one, a quilled olive. That looked more like what flew past the camera, so. Okay, let's give that a go for a minute. Oh, missed him. Yeah, there was another grayling over there then. They're sat right behind that tree. We're in a tangle again. No. No, we're not far away from where we hooked that brownie about 3-4 weeks ago now, I think. Might have been less. Now this log here is actually in the water about where my fly line is now, and I was having to guide it round that. I managed to get it round it and then upstream of me and then netted it. No mean feat with a £5 tippet and a 5-weight rod. Well, that was an interesting encounter. On my way downstream, I've just been stopped by National Resources Wales, which is Wales's version of the Environment Agency. Now, I've been buying a licence for fishing since I was 12. Never been stopped until today. So today's a bit of a historic day for me. There was loads of Facebook posts from the NRW saying they'd be checking people's licences in the area, but these places are so remote, I thought they only came out to call outs. But it turns out they're actually patrolling the entire river system in mid Wales at the moment. So if anybody out there watches my videos and hasn't got a licence, get one. Even if you've not been stopped since the age of 12. So yeah, no trouble. We didn't get a slap on the wrist or anything. It was I got my licence with me, even though it's a paper one now, and they've let me carry on fishing. So there you go, lesson for you guys there. If you're ever thinking about not doing it, ever since they've stopped the paper ones, they stopped the plastic card ones. I felt a bit ripped off, to be honest with you, when mine come. But no, get one, and everything will be fine. So wish me luck. We're going to fish this next stretch here behind me. It's quite a long run. I should have enough battery in the camera to cover the lot. It's not fishing great, I've got to be honest. It has fished better than this, but we're doing alright. We've had one grayling so far, and hopefully we'll latch into some trout. We'll see you in a bit. Okay, we're back, but it looks like we've got some company. Hopefully they'll leave me alone. I've got a horrible annoying upstream wind again. is causing me a few issues with the leader. I had a big trout out of here last year, a couple of pound maybe. That's big by my standards anyway. There's a bit of confusion over what sort of trout it was. It looked very silvery, let's just put it that way. I caught that fish on a bibio. It was a very heavy bibio though. It had I think it was a 3.3mm bead on it. It might be worth switching to that. So it's been an interesting afternoon over here today. First we get accosted by the NRW, National Resources Wales. It's the first time I've had my licence checked in about, oh God knows how many years now. I was 12 when I first started buying one. I'm 39 now, 40 this year. So I suppose it's 28 years, is it? It's a lot of money, that is. And then we get attacked by a herd of cows practically. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we got ourselves into a bit of a pickle there. I've got a Marsh Brown stuck in my trousers. I've unfortunately broke that, getting it out my trousers. Now I've ended up with a very short dropper. So I'm going to put a priest on there, I think. No, I think we rescued it. It's a very short dropper, but it might do the job. Oh, it's back in business. Look, that's a good fish. I think he's took the priest. I've just stuck that on. Or he took, no, he's took the point fly, the Dal cork. The brown trout. That's a good fish for in here. There he is. There we go. Nice little brownie. Getting back safe. There he goes. Took the Dal cork, which doesn't surprise me actually, because these cows have just crossed the river here, and there's a load of these little gingery coloured flies knocking around in their droppings, and all that rubbish has just been washed down here. And I wonder if that's what's done it. That was a good fish, that was. I just wish there was more of them. Now, it does hold some decent trout, the edge of this pool. Further down it's mainly grayling. That was a bit too far down, that was. I was just worried about getting stuck in them trees. That matches what I've got on the top dropper to a T. Yeah. Some arch browns, actually nothing olives. The fly that fish took looks nothing like that, which is often the case, I've found. It was very close to the tree. And sometimes you have to take a bit of a risk. Fly's not going to do a lot there. That's a tree. Oh, there we go. What is that? Oh, he's off. Oh, never mind. I don't know what that was. It looked silvery. I'm going to say it was a grayling. I've managed to skip around the cows. Luckily. The fish has come up in it there, right in the middle. Right, let's see what we can do. And another one. So we've just set up again. We've got Del cork on the point, creased on the middle dropper, and iron blue on the top. They're all spider patterns of some description apart from the Del cork. Another nice fish there. Let's see if we can cover him. Yeah, there's a big shoulder grayling in here. I must be a bit picky today. I assume they're grayling anyway. Ah! Missed him. That's what we were fishing for, whatever that was. He's still there, that. Got him. I assume, might be salmon. Never know. Very difficult to tell. There's definitely loads of fish in this pool, so we'll keep fishing it for a while. fishing between me and that bank, so ripping through at a fair pace today. That fish is still over there. Oh! That's a good fish. I think this might be a big brownie. I haven't seen it yet. Don't even know which fly he's took. Yeah, it's a brownie. He's took a point fly, a Dalcor. Or have I fair looked it? I think I've fair looked it. Come on. Oh, you poor thing. Never mind. That's a nice fish, that is. See if we can get the fly out. There we go. He's about £1.5. Nice fish. Away he goes. Superb. Really enjoyed that. That was great. It's a shame that I hooked him in the pelvic fin. He must have took the fly though. Now I would suggest that the pool's probably slightly disturbed now. Yep, no, the fish are still feeding over there. This is a stunning pool. It's one of my favourites. I've got to be honest with you, I think all we're going to catch in that riffle down there is grayling, and we're not really here to catch them, it being close season. So there he is, the fish. Is he going to come up again? No. It might be worth switching to a black magic on the point. Right, we're behind him again. Ah, there he is, look. Nope. He's still there. Landed in a heap. That would take. And that was. I just saw the leader straighten up. Oh well. Oh, that'll do for now. Oh, he's a bit close for that one. Got him. Oh, struck a bit hard there, I think. He's off. He's only a little trout, that was. Substrate is very loose. This river's a freestone river. It's fed by Lake Vyrnwy, which is about 30 miles up the road from here, I would say. And occasionally what happens is you'll be, oh, that's a good fish. I'll shut up for a minute. He's took the top fly, the iron blue. Another big trout. Try and get him upstream of me, it'll be easy to grab hold of there. Get him back safe. There he goes. And the fly that's done the damage, the iron blue spider, tied with mole's fur and a partridge hackle. Now the one I did on the channel, I might actually take down and replace with this pattern. And here's me saying there's nothing but grayling in these shallow runs. It's amazing. Right, where was I? Yeah, I was talking about the river. So the river's called the River Vyrnwy in Welsh, or River Vyrnwy. It's fed by Lake Vyrnwy about 30 miles upstream of here. Probably 30 miles, I would say. It's by road. And it feeds into the River Severn at Melverley. And I've fished this since I was probably 10 or 11 years old. Started off with maggots and a float. That was devastating on here. Just catch some really good chub, dace, grayling, and obviously the odd chunk of a trout which we'd have on the barbie. But I've grown up a bit now, and I don't take off as many fish as I used to. I've had a few fish today I could have kept, to be honest. Especially that last brown trout. I felt bad for it, so I failed up to it. Maybe I've got one in the freezer anyway. So long as you know who owns the stretch of river, you can come down here and fish it, obviously. I'm not giving the exact location, mainly because I just want to keep it so it's quiet here. So yeah, it's a stunning pool this is. It's really, really nice to fish. It's not as good as it used to be when I was 11, but where I caught that brownie, the big one, was the exact same spot. No, excuse me, I was down there. So on the spit down there is where I caught my first ever fish on the fly, right there. So we've come full circle. I was 14 at the time, I think, 14 or 15, and I had it on a black gnat on the dry. Now back then I could only cast about that far, so you don't actually need to cast very far to catch these fish. It's a very forgiving river, to be fair. I'm not the finest of river fishermen with a fly. The only method I've really mastered is what we're doing now, downstream. And I do that different to most people. I'm sure I dare say there might be something in the comments about what you're doing. You're not very good at that, but I catch fish and I'm happy. You can copy me or you can do it your own way. Now, upstream dry fly is good fun, but we haven't really got the wind for it. The wind's switched round, it's now blowing this way, in the direction I'm looking at. And it's just not fun. But I really enjoy swinging wet flies. It's one of my favourite methods. There's lots of little nuances to it that you can learn. I mean, I'll try one now actually. There's a cast called the reach cast, so I chuck it out and then chuck the rod upstream, and then that gives it a period where it floats dead drift, and then it catches then it starts to swing. And that just gets the flies down just a little bit deeper and matches the flow, and you can catch fish doing that. You can fish dry flies doing that. So do that again, reach. So the other method of fishing is, I haven't really got the water in front of me to do it here, is you can cast them upstream. A lot of people that tied the original North Country spider patterns that I'm fishing with advocated that they should be cast upstream, especially in heavier flow. So yeah, that little spittle on there is hallowed ground for me. I remember it well. I was fishing with my dad's fiberglass fly rod. It was a bit old, a really old knackered turquoise coloured floating line. I think it was a 7 weight. I'm not entirely sure. Full of memory. and it was on a Shakespeare rim fly or a rim fly, narrow faced reel. It wasn't a wide arbor reel like these things these days. It was silver, the same colour. I do enjoy coarse fishing this river, but you feel like you're cheating when you're using maggots on here. It's almost too easy. This is an ideal swim for fishing for grayling on the maggot. What you'd do is you'd have about 18 inches of line between your chubber float and your hook. A size 16 or 14 hook, a double red maggot, and just trot it down. You can use a centre pin if you like. I struggled with a centre pin actually, both casting and reeling the fish, so I stick to a fixed pull reel when I do it. But I used to find long rods used to work better as well. Problem with long rods is getting in and out of these bushes with it when you're on the move. That's another good fish. Jesus, he's a proper jumper. Oh, this is great fun. There we go. Yeah, the trout are having it today. It's the iron blue again. There he is. God, it's the same fish in it. You've got a mark on the other side as well. No, it's a different fish. Just about got him. There we go. Another lovely example of a brown trout. Superb little fish. I'm above average today. Yeah, superb. This is the best section of the river for me by a long shot. Felt like I hooked into a steam train then. I thought it was a lot bigger than that. Swinging wet flies, it's a superb method. Now when you're fishing with a priest, it looks a little bit like a fish fry, so you can catch fish on the retrieve like this as well. There's a young lad who used to camp further downstream. He's in the next field over there. That's pretty much where I learnt my trade. got just the right amount of pace. This section has, it's lovely. There's a fish just come up there. Okay, we're back in business. There's a bit of a problem with the middle dropper. She's at the moment a priest, or a butcher spider, whatever you want to call it. Same thing. This one's tied with a black hackle. The one with the partridge hackle I lost. See a few fish rising a little bit further down. Take a couple of steps. We'll sort of edge our way down there. We should hopefully walk into it. You can cover a lot of water fishing like this. So if you don't know exactly where the fish are, you will end up eventually finding something. Couple of steps. I'll try a reach cast again in a minute. Upstream to him. Got him. Another brownie. Oh, he's off. Oh, that was on the top dropper again. Oh well, we all saw him, we'll count that one. Completely the wrong time of year for this fly, but you just never know. Well, I think we're going to have to call it there. I'm supposed to be in the pub for 5, it's 20 to 4 now. It's going to take me half an hour to get back to the car. So, off we go. It's a shame to leave with the fish rising as they are, but never mind. So there we are then, folks. The session on the River Vyrnwy has come to its natural conclusion. I've been deceived fully. I'm not sure exactly what it is those fish are taking, but they're rising readily to something that I have no idea what it is. The pool's just behind me. I'm not sure, but we've done okay regardless, to be honest. I'm not sure exactly how many fish I've caught, to be fair, but we've had some really nice brown trout, and I know we've had a single grayling as well. So yeah, fantastic session. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye for now.